Here in Britain, we have a cretin formerly styled a national treasure, named Rolf Harris. If you don't know the name, you may know the song he wrote that became a worldwide hit in the 60s, Tie Me Kangaroo Down Sport. Harris was exposed as a pedophile and did roughly half of nearly a 6-year prison term, starting in 2014. While living at Her Majesty's pleasure, Harris wrote a malignantly misogynistic song. He decided he would release it when he got out of jail. The lyrics were to the effect of how his victims, molested by Harris as children, and grown women now, had done him serious wrong. He actually believed the song would become a huge hit and exonerate him. He believed the song would actually give him a second career. Really. Then there's this. While serving almost 9 years at Lovelock Correctional Center for armed robbery and kidnapping, O.J. Simpson believed that when he got out, he would host a television show where he would travel the world and interview famous people, including the Pope. I am not making this up. He really believed it. He even had an agent who was every bit as deluded as he was, who just about guaranteed it was going to happen. This is what narcissistic, delusional criminals actually believe about their lives. They think a public that almost universally hates them is going to instantly forgive them as soon as they have a second chance to work their charms. Then there's the case of Kayleigh MacEnany. She spent the final 9 months and 13 days as Donald Trump's press secretary. I know it seems longer, but I just looked it up. Just a little over 9 months. She started her tenure claiming that she would never lie to the American people. That was her first lie. Obviously, she said that because she knew her 3 predecessors, Stephanie Grisham, Sarah Sanders, and Sean Spicer, were all despicable liars. If it were otherwise, she wouldn't need to say that, would she? Anyway, like I said, that was her first lie. Somehow, don't ask me how, Kayleigh managed to be more hateful, disagreeable, and insulting than Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I think it may have been the Christian cross she wears around her neck that gave her the slight edge. Who knows? I refuse to do the research necessary to recount all the lies Kayleigh told on behalf of Donald Trump. It would take more time than I have, and it would give further publicity to the words of this disgusting woman. But I will remind you that she consistently supported Trump in his most deluded and dangerous lie to date, that the election was stolen, and that it would be he, Donald Trump, not President Biden, who would be inaugurated on January 20th. Kayleigh was the public face of that lie. She was the official endorsement of that lie. She was the final imprimatur of that lie. And in the end, it cost the American people the sanctity of our nation's Capitol building, the sacred tradition of a peaceful transition, and 5 human lives. Now, Kayleigh thinks she's going to work for Fox News. Or that's what her recent financial disclosure suggests, as discovered by Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, CREW. In light of the January 6 riots, even Fox News is being cautious about this prospective gig. They will only state that, quote, Kayleigh MacEnany is not currently an employee or contributor at Fox News, end quote. And with those weasel words, Fox has thus hedged its pusillanimous bets. Meanwhile, it turns out that ultra-right-wing organization Turning Point USA, founded by alt-right wacko Charlie Kirk, gave Kayleigh $6,500 and a special award at a COVID super spreader ceremony at Mar-a-Lago in December. On top of that, Kayleigh received a blood-curdling $200,000 in salary and bonus from both the Trump campaign and the Republican National Committee, while simultaneously drawing her $183,000 salary. Kayleigh distanced herself from the January 6th insurrection by going into hiding and writing out the final 14 days of the Trump administration in silence. But her culpability in creating a disturbing climate of fear, paranoia, and mistrust cannot be denied. She deserves to go to prison for her deeds. That said, I am convinced that while Rolf Harris's disgusting song will never see the light of day and O.J. Simpson will never interview the Pope, I'm not so sure Kayleigh MacEnany won't get her gig with Fox after all. None of the victims of Rolf Harris died, and O.J. Simpson only killed 2 people. But Kayleigh traitorously supported and incited a bloody, violent coup at the Capitol building, a coup that ended in the deaths of 5 people. Despite all that, don't be surprised if Fox News decides to hire Kayleigh after all. They're just going to wait for the controversy surrounding her to die down a bit. Expect to see her sanctimonious cross-wearing person at Fox in the coming months. It's yet another measure of just how low they are willing to go. And, as ever, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, stay safe.